Just grew up. It's a passion. Love the Cats. Love football, basketball, anything about the Cats. Since time I was 2 feet tall. My dad raised me that way, and that's the way my little boy's going to be raised as well.
Raise up a child in the way he should go, and he turns out like Howie. So you just got to be really careful. Welcome to the Red and Blue today. We're going to be talking about things that you and we are going to buy and sell in the world of sports. Daryl, you in a buy mood, sell a mood? Daryl Burr with the Cat's Paws.
If it's Louisville, I'm probably selling every time.
Howie Lindsay with the Louisville Sports Report and CardinalSports.com. You in a buy or sell mood, Howie?
Budgeting is not my strong suit. I'll probably buy a lot of things.
All right, let's get right into it. This portion of the Red and Blue Review is brought to you by the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety, who's reminding you that one text or call could wreck it all. All right, guys, up top, Dick Vitale says that Louisville will begin this basketball season as the #1 ranked team in all of America. Daryl Bird, are you buying or selling?
Oh, that's a tough call, Mr. Gupton. I will sell that little puppy right now. I'm not buying. I like Indiana, strangely enough. Indiana will be preseason #1. I can see Louisville at #2. They're definitely going to be a lot better. I'm not 100% sold yet on Gorgui Dieng. I know he's made a ton of improvement, but when I watch him, I also see Jules Kamara. Went through the same thing with a kid from the Senegal who never quite got over the hump and became the dominant player that you think he would be. So I would absolutely sell Vitale saying U of L as #1 to start the season.
All right, Howard, let me get your take on that. Dick Vitale says your Cards made it to the Final Four. Next year they'll begin as #1.
I'm going to sell it as well.
Okay.
I'm not buying Louisville. No, I'm not buying Louisville as the #1 team. I think they'll be a top 5 team. I think they'll be a top 10 team. I think they'll be a very, very good team. They're bringing back a ton of pieces. I mean, when Siva's there, when Gorgui Dieng is there, you've got Wayne Blackshear on the wing, you've got Luke Hancock coming back. But the #1 team, preseason #1. I mean, it wasn't too long ago that Louisville had never been #1 in any regular season poll ever, and to come into the season, we're not ready for that. Not yet.
Okay, now I'm going to sell as well, and I can't believe you guys missed the reason you have to sell is because between now and the beginning of basketball season, Louisville will have 12 players injured. They won't have anybody left.
That is true.
It'll be Rick in a pickup game with his new coaches and 4 players.
I caught that on Howie. Howie said they have all the pieces, and I'm thinking, yeah, Humpty Dumpty, they're all broken at the bottom.
Injuries.
Hey, former Louisville coach John L. Smith has replaced former Louisville coach Bobby Petrino at the University of Arkansas, and even though it's as an interim coach, John L. says his wife told him, even if this job only lasts for 10 months, you gotta go do it.
Here's the deal. She said, you're going back to people that love you. You're going back to a team that is a good football team. And you have a chance to fight for a national championship. She said, you've done this your entire life, and this might be the only chance you have left. So she said, you're going back. Nothing's going to slow down. In fact, we're going to speed up. Our expectations are that we're going to go ahead and we're going to battle, and we're going to fight for a national title. Let's go. Let's make it a special year. Everything's in place here. You've got a good football team. We've got the best fans in the world. We've got great coaches. Let's make it a special year.
All right, Daryl Burr, there it is. John L. has a better shot to coach in the SC next year than does Joker. Buy or sell?
Oh, that's mean. That's a Howie question, isn't it? That's mean-spirited. I am going to sell it, and only because Mitch Barnhart has so much patience with his coaches. Just for the idea that he would actually jettison Joker after this year, man, the wheels would have to come off so bad. It would have to be a 2-10 or a 1-11 type season, I think, before it would actually get rid of Joker Phillips.
All right, now let me ask you from the John L. Smith standpoint, before we get Howie's take on it, how do you think John L. is going to do down in Arkansas?
I think he's going to do great. If blue or red, if you don't love John L. Smith, something's wrong with you. To have that much enthusiasm for what he does and a pure passion for playing and coaching the game, I mean, I hope he succeeds. I'd love to see him in that national title fight.
No, John L. will call you a blue belly.
Yeah, he would.
That was his term.
That's
back in
true.
those days.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
Howie, let me get your take. John L. has a better shot of
Yeah.
coaching next year in the SEC than does Joker Phillips.
I am buying that. I know
Oh.
you're shocked to hear that, but I am buying it. But here's the deal. I'm not buying in bulk. I'm buying the little travel size because
You're not going to Sam's.
No, I'm not going to Sam's. I'm buying the little travel size because I'm not entirely sure on this one because you just don't know with John L. I mean, at this point, the expectations are really, really high. And with Joker, like Daryl said, I mean, there's a lot of patience there. So I'm buying it, but not a whole lot of it.
Well, I'm going to sell, and here's why I'm selling. I think John L. made a rookie mistake as an experienced coach. If you heard that soundbite, John painted himself in a corner.
Oh, yeah.
He has said what he's shooting for is a national title, which, guys, if I'm an Arkansas fan, I've just heard our interim coach set the bar so high that anything short of a national championship is a failure.
Oh, that's extremely tough. I mean, he backed himself into that park. He parallel parked it, and he's going to have to go back and forth 8 times to get back out of that statement.
Yeah.
I mean, he could go mid-season, and he's going to have media asking him, "Coach, you said this was a national championship team. You know, Coach, you said." And when they say, "Coach, you say,"
Yep.
the rest of the question is not ever going to be good.
Absolutely. I love it. I still love it from the fact that it's John L. saying it, and John L. being, I know I've only got one shot at this anyway, so I might as well shoot as high as I can possibly
Yep.
shoot. If
Yep.
I fail, so what? I'm out of here anyway.
Let me ask you a question. Why wouldn't he come into this press conference and kind of soft sell it? Well, you know, it's going to be a coaching change, the
Transition.
offensive, the
Yeah,
transition.
yeah.
It would give him a chance to, as we like to say a lot of times, you undersell and over-deliver. Why wouldn't you take that approach?
Because he always oversells and he hopes to deliver.
Yeah.
It's just the way he is. It's much better than someone. I mean, you can't come in as the interim coach and say, we're going to maintain the course we had. You don't want to retire yourself to Bobby Petrino at all at this point. You say, we've got the talent, we're going to do it.
And you ask a bull rider, are you going to ride the bull? And they're always going to say yes.
Sure.
I mean, they're never going to say, oh, no, I think I'm going to fall off after about 6 seconds.
And I think the other piece of this is the fact that a lot of the pieces are in place, as John O. said. The one piece that's not in place is Bobby Petrino.
Yeah.
And I think we would agree, based on our experience covering him, he really is the stir or the straw that stirs the drink. And I think without him there, that is a fabulously talented team. Arkansas has the schedule in their favor. They get Alabama and LSU in Arkansas's home field. But without Bobby Petrino, I don't think this Arkansas team can deliver.
We'll see. I mean, to me, John L's the type, he can get on a roll, the fan base will fall in love with him and fall right behind him and ride this party as long as you can.
All right, our next topic, Louisville will beat Kentucky in basketball next year. Now, that's not happened since Cal started coaching at Kentucky. So, Darryl Bird, Louisville beating the Cats for the first time in the Cal era, buy or sell?
I'm selling that. I am not believing Louisville's going to beat Kentucky until they prove me different. I mean, you opened the Yum Center playing a Kentucky team that was not that great, and you still end up not making it. I don't get it. If you can't beat them in the grand opening, you're not going to beat them the next time around.
Howie, buying or selling?
I'm buying it, and I'm going to Costco. I'm buying in bulk. I am loading up the the forklift, and I'm having to rent a U-Haul truck because I'm going to buy this. I think Gorgie Jang is going to take it to Nerlens Noel. I think that Louisville's guards are going to get after Ryan Harrow. I don't think Wilcher's got anything that can handle Shane Bohannon. I think Louisville's going to take this one pretty handily.
And, Darryl, I'm going to buy as well because here's some news. Josh Harrelson is not walking through that door. The last time that they played at the Yum Center against Louisville, it was the unheralded, at that point, Josh Harrelson that made all the difference, and he's not going to be there, Darryl.
If you buy that argument, then I expect John Hood to go off for 30.
Yeah.
If you're going to play that card. Louisville is definitely better next year, but until you prove me wrong, I'm going to ride this. Prove me that you can actually beat them, then I'll take it.
All right, now remember, this is a guy that picks Vanderbilt every year in the NCAA tournament and gets embarrassed. Well, there is more excitement about football this year at the University of Louisville than any time since Easy Rider was the coach at the University of Louisville before he departed for Arkansas. And Charlie says this team could be really good.
This could be a special group. That's all about work. And I said it the other day, a lot's going to be said about this team. A lot's going to be written about this team. Now, are we going to be mature enough to handle all the writing out there, the publication of what's going to be said?
So here's the question, buy or sell. Louisville will go undefeated in the regular season. Darryl Bird, the prognosticator of record on the show, Louisville will throw the big bagel on everyone they play this year?
To me,
Buy or
this
sell?
is the biggest no-brainer we've got in the entire show. It's an absolute buy. I mean, West Virginia's gone, right?
Right.
So you're left with 12 non-conference games, in my opinion. The league is so bad that Louisville's going to cakewalk through this schedule. Are you kidding me?
No, come on.
Absolutely cakewalk. They're going to win every single game in the regular season. They're going to go to the Orange Bowl, which is about like a BCS Bowl, about like the Big East is the league. So and then they have a chance to go undefeated the entire season.
All right, Howie, it's a buy for Darryl. What about you? Louisville will go undefeated in the regular season.
He is drastically underselling the Big East, as always. I think that I'm selling it. I'm selling it. I don't think Louisville's going to go undefeated. I think it's going to be difficult.
We do not have to tolerate underselling the Big East. That's impossible.
Here's the deal. The Big East is not going to be all that great this year, but it is very difficult to go all the way through a schedule undefeated. Very, very difficult. I think that Louisville's going to go through their non-conference undefeated, but I think they're going to trip up somewhere along the way in the Big East. But I do think they will go to the BCS, and I seem to remember several BCS bowls where the Big East champion beat some SEC teams. No, you don't remember at all?
Well, actually, it's happened quite a bit, as a matter of fact. Now, I'm a buy here. I do think Louisville is going to move through the schedule. I think they're really talented, and I know probably the neat thing to do for Louisville fans is try to undersell and overdeliver, as we talked about before.
That's what we want to do, yeah.
But I don't think Louisville's going to do this. I don't even think Charlie Strong is trying to undersell and overdeliver this team, because he said during the spring game or just afterwards, this has a chance to be a special team.
Yeah, it really does.
And Louisville already has a Big East championship in their back pocket. They got that last year most unexpectedly. The Big East is even worse this year, as Darryl said, if that's even possible. And I think if it's even possible, it would be worse than they've been.
Killing me.
So if you've got a better team against lesser competition, it's hard for me to find anybody on that schedule that when Louisville faces up that they're not favored to beat.
If they had gone 10-2 last year, I'd agree. But they went 7-5. I mean, that's a huge jump from 7-5 to undefeated.
Yeah. All right. You've heard it here second. Let's move on back to basketball. Here's the question, guys. Nerlens Noel will break Anthony Davis' shot block record this coming season. That's the incoming freshman, Darryl. It's said to be, even by Anthony Davis, that Noel is better shot blocker than he is. Is that a buy or a sell?
That is a very difficult call for me, and I'm ending up on the selling side, and I don't think he's going to do it. And the reason has nothing to do with his shot blocking ability, which, if you listen to reports, is as good or better than Anthony Davis at blocking shots. Anthony Davis got in foul trouble one game the entire season. It's one thing to be a shot blocker. It's one thing to do it against bigger bodies and still stay out of foul trouble. Anthony Davis perfected. I don't know that it can be done any better than that. Now, if Noel comes in and proves he can block the shot after the player has released it, which is the entire key to staying out of foul trouble, then okay. But until then, no, I'm not buying it. He's going to be in more foul trouble than Davis ever was.
Howie, Noel rewrites the record books. Buy or sell?
I'm buying that. I think that he is going to have an opportunity to block more shots because the perimeter defense is not nearly as good. Guys are going to get into the lane. He is every bit the athlete that Anthony Davis is. What gives me pause, though, is that I start thinking, I know how smart Anthony Davis is.
Yeah.
How he, like Darryl said, stayed out of foul trouble, how bright he was about getting into the right position. I don't know that about Nerlens Noel. He may be very, very brilliant, but I just don't know yet. Anthony Davis was very smart about how he blocked shots.
And for me, I think it's a buy, and I think it's a buy because Terrence Jones is missing. I think TJ got some of the blocks that may have gone to Davis. With both of those guys gone, I think Noel has even more opportunities to block shots, and I think...
Not just Jones being gone, but his replacement at this point is Kyle Wilcher. And you talk about a revolving door on big guys getting to the lane.
Yeah.
So he'll have more opportunities. So I can see that side of the argument, but I'm still not there yet.
When we come back on the Red and Blue Review, we're going to tell you whether Kentucky fans need to buy or sell Final Four tickets for next year. As we head to the break, let's let Darryl talk about the Final Four from this year in the book Celebrate.
I thought you were going to say talk about Celebrate and buy the book. Man,
That's your
miss
job.
Your segues, dude. Don't sell the book, buy the book. Actually, 136 pages. Labor of love putting it together. We had it out right after the season was over. Tons and tons of photographs and on sale everywhere. 148 different cities in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. We can order online at magazine.catspaws.com.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, check out Allstate Ford's pre-owned inventory at allstatetrucks.com. Large selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Also, a nice selection of Ford-certified pre-owned vehicles. Allstate Ford on the Watterson at Poplar Level Road.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and now is the time to get your new truck. Bachman has more Chevy trucks than any other dealer, all at fantastic prices. You'll get every Chevy incentive plus exclusive Bachman discounts during Chevy Truck Month. Tremendous selection of Silverados and every dependable Chevy truck. Plus, you save more during Chevy Truck Month with exclusive Bachman discount. All Chevrolets are created equal. Bachman makes the difference.
Underage drinking can permanently affect your memory and speech abilities. 10% of suicides involve underage drinking. 36% of homicides involve underage drinking. 30% of drownings involve underage drinking. Almost half of underage drinkers become addicted. Don't throw your life away.
Did you see Allison at lunch today? I'm gonna text her. I'm gonna text Allison.
Hey, hold up, Matt's calling me. Matt's calling me. Hey, we got the food and we're on our way right now. Hey, who's coming, bro?
You're the one who needs help.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
The 2012 Bluegrass Golf Tour Card is available now. Play 8 great courses for one amazing price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. Hurry, they won't last long.
But here is our, I don't know if I should say it or not, it was a Cooper Pooper, now it's a Craig Thorpe Crapper. I don't know if you might want to take it, but this is our rivalry room here. I'm not sure if you want to put that on it.
We were allowing you to peek inside Gerard Wider's privy inside his RV as he travels the globe with the cards. What we're talking about is what to buy or sell on Planet Red and Planet Blue. We're going to pick it up with Kentucky basketball. And the question now on the table for our august panel is Kentucky will make its 3rd straight appearance in the Final Four. Darryl Bird, is that a buy or sell for you?
I'm buying. So, have you ever seen the poker on TV where everybody just shoves all the chips in, says they're all in? I'm buying this again. Yeah. We talked earlier in the show about Louisville beating Kentucky. I'll believe it when I see it. UK not getting to a Final Four. I'll believe it when I see it because they pulled it off 2 years ago when they had no business being there. And now you've got Noel coming in, you've got Archie Goodwin coming in, you've got Alex Poythress coming in. They're going to be really, really good again next year. So, again, I see them doing it. They may dip down enough just to get sent out west where it's a little easier road every single year. That's how you.
That sounded like a dig at Howie.
Easy West every single year?
The West is always the easiest place. Come on, give some love to Howie's team here.
There's no basketball played west of the Mississippi.
Well, I don't disagree with that.
So you feel the East, the South, the Midwest, and whoever's number 4 has to go out west and get an easier path back to Atlanta.
Oh,
troublemaker.
I don't know about that.
This guy is a troublemaker. All right, Howie, Kentucky will make its 3rd straight trip to the Final Four. Buy or sell?
Selling it. I'm selling every little bit of that. I am setting up a lemonade stand and selling it to every crazy UK fan who wants to buy it, and they buy everything. So I just don't see it. Eventually, there's going to be a class where the knuckleheads outweigh the eyes on the prize. I mean, the way they've kept their heads down is to say, all right, you stay down, you'll be in the NBA. You stay down, you'll be in the NBA. Eventually, that's going to some class is going to come in where they're just too much of knuckleheads to get it. and this might be that class. I think also the talent level isn't near what it was on this year's team.
I am also selling this, and for sort of the same reason that Howie is. I think at some point the Cal magic has to wear out.
Right.
I mean, if you look at the fact
Has
that
has to.
when you look at the first Cal team he's got the two best players in America, Cousins and Wall, and didn't make it with that bunch.
Right.
So I'm thinking that team is a lot more talented than the one that's coming in this year, and I am firmly convinced that this Kentucky team that just won the national championship is a lot like Billy Donovan's back-to-back national championship winners. Cal got lightning in a bottle. He found a bunch of guys who played well together.
Right.
They were talented, but probably more than that is the camaraderie that I think we all saw from that squad, and I think that's what's going to be missing on this year's team.
That's one of the biggest arguments I heard against them making it back, and not just that, but also how did this year's team get to the Final Four? Because they had Terrence Jones, Deron Lamb, Darius Miller, who had been in a Final Four the previous year. That's the biggest thing missing next year. You don't have anybody there who did it and knows what it takes to get back there. So I can see all the arguments against it. I quit doubting. Until Calipari proves me wrong, I'm going to have him in there.
Well, Kentucky is in a football conference they can't win. Louisville's in a football conference they can't stand to be in. So the question is, Louisville will be in the Big 12 conference in time for the 2013-14 season. Darryl Bird, are you buying or selling that the Cards are on the move?
They're still mad that West Virginia got invited and they didn't. How in the world do you take West Virginia over Louisville? Insult. Are you kidding me? They would be in there yesterday if the offer came and they could work things out. So absolutely I am buying that. They will be in the Big 12. Go play some real football. Get your undefeated season in the rec league and get your little Orange Bowl win. Then get over and play some real football.
Howie, buy or sell? Louisville's in the Big 12 here in just a few months.
I think I'm buying this, absolutely. I think that Louisville's on the move. The only real variable is time. I'm hearkening back to the Schnellenberger thing. I mean, it's just a matter of, it's a duck thing. You got to get your ducks in a row. And so I think it's a matter of the Big 12 is going to go back to 12. I think Louisville's going to be one of those. And I think the other one might be BYU or a Notre Dame or a combination of those, BYU and Notre Dame. It could be South Florida, it could be Cincinnati. But Louisville's definitely in there.
I am also buying this, and here's why I'm buying it. Louisville has to buy this.
Yes.
Because the way it looks like this playoff thing is going to go, the teams that are in are those who are playing in the Big 12, maybe the Pac-12, the SEC. The Big East is not mentioned. And if Louisville wants to aspire to greatness in college football, they have got to get out of the built-up version of Conference USA. They can't do it where they are right now.
Do you really think A.D. Tom Jurich is going to settle for he couldn't get it done? Are you kidding? No.
He gets it done, and it'll happen. Yeah.
When we come back, we'll find out if Louisville has lost its chance to move inside the Big Blue Nation and steal away some of their fans. As we go to the break, a man personally responsible for the power of the Cardinal Nation spreading across the world is Howie Lindsay to tell us about CardinalSports.com.
I'm just the evangelist.
That's the play.
There you go. CardinalSports.com is your best source for all Louisville news and updates and football recruiting and basketball recruiting and videos after games and things. Check out CardinalSports.com. If you're a Louisville fan out there and you're lonely because you're surrounded by a sea of blue, we are your refuge.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, check out Allstate Ford's pre-owned inventory at allstatetrucks.com. Large selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Also, a nice selection of Ford-certified pre-owned vehicles. Allstate Ford on the Watterson at Poplar Level Road.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and now is the time to get your new truck. Bachman has more Chevy trucks than any other dealer, all at fantastic prices. You'll get every Chevy incentive plus exclusive Bachman discounts during Chevy Truck Month. Tremendous selection of Silverados and every dependable Chevy truck. Plus, you save more during Chevy Truck Month with exclusive Bachman discounts. All Chevrolets are created equal. Bachman makes the difference.
Underage drinking can permanently affect your memory and speech abilities. 10% of suicides involve underage drinking. 36% of homicides involve underage drinking. 30% of drownings involve underage drinking. Almost half of underage drinkers become addicted. Don't throw your life away.
Did you see Allison at lunch today? I'm gonna text her. I'm gonna text Allison. Hey, hold up, Matt's calling me. Hey, we got the food and we're on our way right now. Hey, who's coming, bro? Needs help.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, check out Allstate Ford's pre-owned inventory at allstatetrucks.com. Large selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Also, a nice selection of Ford-certified pre-owned vehicles. Allstate Ford on the Watterson at Poplar Level Road.
What you're seeing here, we had in Frankfurt. Hazard, they were everywhere. Okay, we were in Pikeville. We were in Ashland.
Cal goes all over the Commonwealth evangelizing on behalf of the Big Blue Nation, and I got to tell you guys, the big question I got for you right now, has Cal reversed the gains that U of L made digging into that UK fan base? And I base this on this. I think Louisville made some gains during the Gillespie era in Kentucky basketball and the Petrino era in U of L football. Daryl, you buying or selling that Cal has reversed the progress that Louisville was making?
I'm absolutely selling because there was nothing to reverse. You think any UK fans converted to U of L during that stretch? You are out of your mind. There is a reason the saying is better dead than red.
All right.
Come on.
All right, Howie, give me your thoughts on that. Has Cal reversed the gains that Louisville was making? You buy or sell?
I'm also selling, and here's the problem. There's no curing some folks. They are too sick to be cured. And here's the other thing. If you finally converted to red, you don't go back. I mean, if you've made that big of a life choice in Kentucky, you can't go back. There's no going back.
Okay, I am buying because Louisville managed to recruit Elisha Justice.
Absolutely.
They've managed to push over into Eastern Kentucky. There are still a few folks in Eastern Kentucky that appreciate what Rick Pitino did at Kentucky, helping them win a national championship, helping them to put that polish back on the Big Blue Nation, and I think it's a buy. We'll see you next time back here on the Red and Blue Review.